Digital revolution. The digital revolution refers to the advancement of technology from analog, electronic, and mechanical devices to the digital technology available today. The digital revolution is sometimes also called the third industrial revolution. As we all know, necessity is the mother of invention. It all started with the invention of calculator. Blaise Pascal invented his mechanical calculator to aid his father's tax supervision calculations as early as 1640. By borrowing his idea, Charles Babbage invented the first scientific calculator with complex operations such as logarithms, sines, and cosines. Babbage set out to break down the complex mathematical operations into sequences of repeatable additions and subtractions, and implementing these with wheels and rods and gears and cams, which carried itself to the digital age of repeating procedural loops and subsequent engineered implementations. Babbage's sidekick in his project of the analytical engine was rather a visionary herself, Lady Augusta Ada Lovelace. She was to extend his idea of a programmable computer. This machine with its cranks and rotors and wheels was the first to capture the concepts of reprogramming using punched cards as input and the programming construct of looping. Lady Augusta had come up with a question, can machines think? And a conclusion herself. A machine is only as intelligent as we instruct it to be. During the World War II, at around 1937, a few technological leaps happened to take place. Claude Shannon, called the founding father of the Age of Information, in his master's thesis at MIT in the fall of 1937 entitled A Symbolic Analysis of Relay and Switching Circuits, came up with how two-state Boolean algebra could be implemented with switches. The on and off states of the switch representing the two states of the binary Boolean system, 1 and 0. This laid the foundations of switching theory in digital circuitry. Alan Turing at about the same time had conceptualized his Turing machines that were on the concepts of operation or algorithmic processes that were awaiting implementation. Turing was impressed by Shannon's device of switching theory in order to implement his concepts. Alan Turing was successful in building an in-jammer codebreaker for the war, which was known as the Bombay. It was capable of decoding intercepted encoded in-jammer messages. This device was a fully-fledged digital computer. Later, in 1938, a German Konrad Zuse created Z1 in his parents' living room. It is considered to be the first electromechanical binary programmable computer and the first functional modern computer. In 1945, the electronic numeric integrator and calculator was designed by John Mauchly and engineered by Rasper Eckert. It used the decimal number system instead of the binary. It had the capacity of handling subroutines. It was programmable in the manner of plugging and unplugging the cables connecting its different units and was 100 times faster than any machine of the time. It occupied about 1,800 square feet and used about 18,000 vacuum tubes weighing almost 50 tons. It qualified as a general-purpose computer and would be in use for another 10 years. In 1947, the first working transistor, the germanium-based point-contact transistor, was invented by John Bardeen and Walter Hauser-Brattain while working under William Shockley at Bell Labs, sowing the seeds of digital revolution. The advent of solid-state devices not just made computers fast, they reduced the size of the circuit. What weighed in tons and occupied enormous volumes of space silently shrank at a rate given by the Moore's law, which was, the complexity of minimum component cost increases at a rate of a factor of 2 per year. The legacy continued over later by Robert Noyce and Gordon Moore through Fairchild Semiconductor a year later, and later forming Intel in 1968. The invention of the microchip further led the developments into a whole resident computer in a single unit called the microprocessor in 1971. Red Hat came up with a single multi-purpose unit that could be programmed to perform a wide variety of tasks. It meant an entire computer in one single chip.
Later, in 1989, Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web, and it was the same year that it was made available for the public.
The digital revolution has also led to several inventions becoming obsolete. Some of these now antiquated devices include analog radio, the fax machine, VHS tapes, typewriters, mail correspondence, telegrams, and even landline phones to a certain degree. While some experts claim that the world has moved out of the digital revolution and into the information age, others believe that the digital revolution has only just begun. One thing is certain, the digital revolution has changed human lives, bringing with it both positive and negative aspects. These changes are only expected to continue growing in the future.